final review of the week. Let's talk about the daddy of all comedies. In fact, two of them. Daddy's Home 2. So, were you a fan of the first one?
Yeah, if you remember, we came over and we watched it with...
we did, yes!
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, okay, so I like Daddy's Home. You like Daddy's Home. Yeah. There is now a Daddy's Home 2. I think, like Bad Mums, it's like 13, 14 months after the first one. So it's not exactly being...
I remember when, like, both of those films were greenlit, and we were like, how are they going to come out in November?
Exactly, it's bonkers, isn't it?
They started shooting in, like, March or something like that.
Well, I kind of feel like someone photocopied a script somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the concept of this and
similar.
Bad Moms Christmas, very, very similar.
So just choose one and go see one.
Just choose one.
Yeah, save yourself tenner.
I'm going to save you some suspense. The daddies win this one. The moms don't.
Okay.
The daddies come off better than mums. Anyway, but not by much. But they do. Anyway, so the idea is it's a year or so after. It's got to be at least 2 Christmases after the events of Daddy's Home because they've established that the family are kind of annoyed at having to split Christmas between 2 dads. So one Christmas they go to Mark Wahlberg's, the next Christmas they go to with their mom and Will Ferrell. And they decide this year they want what they call a together Christmas. And this, no sooner have they decided this than the phone rings, and in the same way that Mark Wahlberg showed up in the first movie, Mel Gibson shows up to visit his estranged son. And his visit happens to coincide, bear in mind this is at Christmas, with John Lithgow's visit as well. He's Will Ferrell's dad. And basically now you've got 2 rival granddads and 2 sort of kind of coexisting co-dads, but the rivalry between them is flaring back up. We have a clip of what happens when they decide to go away. The whole family is going to go away to a remote ski lodge cabin thing for Christmas, for their together Christmas, and how Mel Gibson is forced to sit in silence through the following car journey.
It's time for one-word story.
Stories.
Anyone can join in. It doesn't have to be just dad.
You always do give us the best start.
Uncle
Thomas
went
tiptoeing
into the...
Empire State Building.
Where are you going with that one? This all took place at the pancake breakfast. 56 bottles of beer on the wall. 56 bottles of beer. G, Georgia license plate.
Ready and
Quiet game.
I
can't do it. I hate the quiet game because I'm like, I know you're going to do something to make me laugh.
You can sort of get the tone there, can't you? What you can't see, obviously, is Mel Gibson's stone face through it all. Now, the thing with this is, first of all, they're positioning this as a family film. I think it was Box Office Mojo or one of those websites that does box office statistics actually ran a headline with the release of Daddy's Home 2, Mel Gibson is family friendly again. And it's opened unintentionally a conversation that I don't think anyone ever really wanted to have. And I'm sorry, but the short result is Mel Gibson was never family friendly. Even when he was in his prime and he was accepted as a Hollywood star, he was never family friendly. He was an R-rated thriller guy.
Yeah, what family films has he even been in?
Arguably Maverick and Chicken Run, and that's it.
Yeah. And
off the top of my head.
what was that? What was the one he's in with Jamie Lee Curtis? Is that family film?
I don't know.
What's that called?
Pass. I have absolutely no idea.
Forever Young?
Oh, yes, yeah. With Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Forever Young, kind of. Yeah, but I would argue kids don't really get anything out of that.
Yeah.
Right, okay, here's a problem with it. There's a gag that comes up 3 times in which Mel Gibson tries to rival the other dads in offering up romantic advice to his pubescent grandson. And Mel Gibson's character's advice is simply walk up to the girl, grab her, plant one on her, and when you're done, slap her on the ass and say, thanks, sweetheart. This is played for comedic effect. They do it 3 times. At one point, the act is actually taken and the result is deemed to be positive. And I'm sorry, but if you can remove Kevin Spacey from an entire movie in 5 weeks, you can get rid of 3 jokes in this movie. That's not funny. It's not something that should be allowed in a film at this particular moment in time anyway. Read the room, people.
That is not going to go down well this weekend.
No, it's really not. Especially not in something that you are then marketing as a family film. Outside of that, the dad dynamic is about as funny, but a bit watered down. They've removed a lot of the sharp edges from Mark Wahlberg's character. They've neutered him quite a bit. And as such, he doesn't seem to have much personality beyond, I'm just here to bicker with Will Ferrell. There's a subplot involving Linda Cardellini, the mum, and Mark Wahlberg's wife, life, in which the whole rivalry is meant to be, she's so much more gorgeous and intimidating than I am, and you're thinking, this would probably work better if you weren't having Linda Cardellini, of all people, act this one out. Because I'm pretty sure if anyone's remembering a beautiful woman being in this movie, it's probably Linda Cardellini. Because there's a whole generation of kids who now have this ingrained image of her as Velma from Scooby-Doo. And yeah, fetishes abound. My own in particular. Anyway, it's John Lithgow doesn't get a whole heap to do outside of being John Lithgow in Third Rock from the Sun mode. You've seen him do it. You know he can do it well. It's fine. It's a little ineffectual at this stage because we've seen him do it so many times. And then there's Mel Gibson being Mel Gibson. And I kind of felt through the end of this like it's a shame we didn't have American Dad 30 years ago, because if you'd cast Mel Gibson as Stan Smith and gotten him to play it exactly like this, then you got a movie. Other than that, that's really all you can take away from it. John Cena doesn't quite get the great returning cameo that you'd hope for, although he does steal the film with the use of a certain populist Christmas pop song that you will now see in an entirely different light, and also that the writers of this movie, who by the way are returning from the first one, same as directors, don't seem to have discovered the point of in the slightest. It's a very, very essential Christmas pop song. Believe me, you could not get any further away from the point of that song if you tried. There is, however, a gag involving Liam Neeson that will absolutely have you howling, and is probably better than anything in the actual film.
It's just like Ted 2.
Kind of like Ted 2. It is, though, on balance, it's a 6 out of 10 movie, but it is enjoyable and it is funny at times. I did laugh. There's a lot of callbacks to gags from the first movie. That works. A couple of them don't.
That's all we want, then.
That's all you
fine.
want. It is infinitely better, though, than Bad Moms Christmas.
On screen.